Dogs and cats living together. That's hysteria. Wow! Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig
it? What's up, sci-fi horror-loving freaks, and welcome back to the Lucid Nightmare. I'm your host, as always, Jay Schatzer, and today I have a fantastic sci-fi classic with a horror twist to it. It is Terrence Fisher's 1966 classic. It is Island of Terror, and this one's got a great cast, pretty interesting premise, and kind of hardcore in some parts, but all around fun. So let's jump right in. Here is Island of Terror. Island of Terror is a fantastically tension-filled science fiction horror flick, boosted up by a tremendously stellar cast and a premise that's as wacky as it is weird. Filled with brooding moments and tenaciously vicious and unexpected danger, this creepy UK production crafts a wonderfully wicked plot that bridges the gap between cheesy black and white 50s sci-fi films and the brutal paranoid films of 70s cinema. Crafted with care and gradual in progression, Island of Terror is a terrific science fiction creature feature frightener that's silly, savage, and completely entertaining. The film follows a group of scientists and a hot-to-trot hottie who travel to an isolated and remote island off the shores of England to investigate a strange rash of disappearances and unexpected deaths that have recently been rocking the seaside community and plunging the denizens into a grip of fear. It appears that a freak mutation sprung from cancer research at a laboratory on the island has unexpectedly transformed into an insatiable human bone-munching monster, and it's rapidly multiplying and taking over the island, one death at a time. Can brilliant pathologist Dr. Brian Stanley and his colleagues figure out a way to stop these vile abominations before their menace spreads, or has this quiet plot of land truly turned into an island of terror? With ultimate class and thespian bravado, the cast of Island of Terror is a sensationally succinct one, with legendary genre performers leading the charge into this outrageously unbelievable storyline. Bearing the weight of this silly premise with charisma and confidence, the cast astounds with unabashed genuine charm and wholly believable vigor, which helps to drive home the dire nature of this eternally mind-boggling scenario and make it somewhat plausible despite its lackluster antagonists. The heavy hitters and heartfelt heroes of this remarkably strange flick are Peter Cushing as Dr. Brian Stanley, a world-renowned pathologist who specializes in bone and beating the shit out of man-eating blobs. Eddie Byrne as Dr. Reginald Landers, a local practitioner who first starts investigating the rash of strange killings. Edward Judd as Dr. David West, a young hotshot specialist in bone disease, and a crack shot when it comes to taking down tentacled menaces. Carol Gray as Toni Merrill, West's beautiful girlfriend and constantly panicked damsel in distress. And finally Sam Kidd as Constable John Harris, the law of the land who just wants these damned killer blobs off of his property. Insanely serious and totally genuine in sincerity to sell this premise with everything they can. The cast does an outstanding job with the over-the-top and honestly laughable material, giving the film a much-needed injection of believability and frighteningly real tension. As terrifying as the general idea of the plot is, the creatures of the picture bring an added B-movie charm that, though is rather jarring against the dire and overtly serious tone of the flick, still manages to gel quite nicely amidst the bedlam of the production. Totally silly in presentation and completely not intimidating in the slightest, the visual design of the creatures leaves a lot to be desired, but the balls of the production and the deadly manner in which these bizarre tentacled blobs dish out death gives this an added edge that astoundingly amps up the fear and results in some excruciatingly uncomfortable moments that might take you by surprise and get under your skin. It's the chaotic nature of the film that really takes center stage, and the gradual ramping up of death, destruction, and total anarchy that unfolds as the community struggles to stay alive, which really makes the production an eye-opening cinematic spectacle. It really pushes the boundaries of the premise and goes all in to show us something truly new and refreshing, while still managing to stay rooted in its B-movie sci-fi throwback trappings and stereotypical science fiction archetypes. In the end, Island of Terror is a fascinatingly weird combination of horror and sci-fi, headlined by a great cast and a totally badass premise full of crazy. And there you have it, weirdos. That is the sensationally fun and altogether pretty cool B-movie kind of sci-fi horror flick. That is Island of Terror. Just a really great cast, some really great ideas in there, and the creatures are just a strange design, but with some really fascinating results. But guys, that is it for me today. I hope you like that one, and I hope you like what I'm doing here. If you do, please like and subscribe, and leave a comment below because I would love to hear from you. But until then, I'll see you guys the next time I'm in front of a camera talking about movies. Take care.